It isn't the gym you're missing, it's this chair. I'm Daniel Clark, and I've sat at this same desk since my kids were small. So let me tell you who the enemy really is. It isn't that you don't hit the gym enough, it's this chair. 10 hours a day in it, and one system after another quietly goes dark. Think of a car left running in the garage all day. Engine on, nobody driving, going nowhere. The fuel burns, the parts wear, and the machine slowly wrecks itself while it sits perfectly still. That's your body in a chair for 10 hours, idling. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 specific breakdowns that a long day of sitting sets off inside you. 5 different systems, 5 different parts of the body, each one failing in its own quiet way. And the last one reaches how long you live. 5 breakdowns and a simple move to stop each one. And here's the part I want you to hear before we start, because I learned it the hard way at my own desk. That hour you spend at the gym does not cancel this out. You can lift, you can run, you can do everything right for 60 minutes, and then sit for 10 hours and undo most of it. The chair keeps working while you're not looking. So stay with me, because right now, at this exact minute in your afternoon, the first breakdown may already be underway. Breakdown number 1. Your fat burning shuts off. This is the first thing to go, and it happens fast. A switch inside your legs is about to quietly flip to off, and you won't feel it happen. Here is what actually happens. Your muscles carry an enzyme with one job: to pull fat out of your blood and burn it for you. It's called lipoprotein lipase. A 2007 study by Mark Hamilton found that in about 90 minutes of sitting still, that enzyme drops by roughly 90%. Your muscles need to be gently working, even just holding your weight, to keep it switched on. So for most of your afternoon, your body keeps flipping off the fat-burning switch, then wonders why the scale will not move. That's not willpower, that's a chair. Around 3 most afternoons, my coffee's gone cold and I haven't left this chair in an hour. And this is exactly what's happening in my legs while I answer email. Here's your move for this one. Every half hour or so, stand up and take about 30 seconds on your feet. A slow walk to the window, a lap to refill that mug. That small bit of standing switches the enzyme back on. This is education, not a diagnosis, so hold your own numbers loosely and let the fix stand on its own. But the next breakdown doesn't wait for 90 minutes. It starts the moment you finish your next meal. Breakdown number 2. Your blood sugar starts to pool. It's not the food making you heavy after lunch. It's that your legs never asked for the sugar. Most people blame the food. It's the sitting. When you eat, sugar floods your blood, and your leg muscles are the biggest furnace you own for burning it off. But sit still after a meal, and that sugar climbs higher and stays high longer, because your legs aren't asking for the fuel. It just sits there, thick and high. Some days I eat lunch right over the keyboard, and by 2 I'm rereading the same line of an email 3 times. That's not laziness. That's a wave of sugar my legs never touched. The fix is almost too simple. A 2022 review in a sports medicine journal found that a walk of about 10 or 15 minutes after eating blunts the spike. No gym required. So don't sit down the second you finish. Take the plate to the sink and take yourself around the block. And that same slowed leg has a bigger problem than a full bloodstream, one that starts the moment you stay in the chair. But the next breakdown skips the bloodstream entirely and goes straight for the artery in the leg you just walked on. Breakdown number 3. Your leg blood flow slows down. This one reaches lower than the last, right into the big artery running down your leg, and it moves fast. Within about an hour of sitting, the blood moving through the main artery in your leg slows down, roughly by half. You feel none of it happening. Your legs just go quietly still under the desk. Here is what happens. Blood keeps a healthy vessel supple by pushing against its walls as it moves. Sit an hour and that push drops off. The wall stops getting the steady nudge it depends on. That's not comfort. That's an artery starting to forget its job. I catch this one on myself around mid-morning. I'll stand up from a long meeting and take a few steps toward the window, and my legs lag a bit behind, heavy for a second before they catch up. That's an hour of slowed flow, right there in my own legs. Here's your move. A researcher named Saurabh Thosar found that walking for about 6 minutes out of every hour is enough to restore healthy blood flow in the legs. 6 minutes spread across the hour, a slow lap, a trip to fill your water. The flow eases back the second you stand, and no harm has been done yet. And this last one is the one you can't walk off in 6 minutes because it's counting your whole day. And the next breakdown doesn't stop at your legs at all. It climbs into the one part of you built to carry your whole weight. Breakdown number 4. Your lower back carries more load sitting than standing. It climbs up the spine now, to the small stack of discs at the base of your back, the ones that hold you up all day. You'd swear sitting is the rest position for your back. It's the opposite. Those discs are working harder in the chair than they do on your feet. Here is what happens. A researcher named Alf Nachemson measured the pressure inside the lower spinal discs and found that sitting loads them more than standing does. Slump forward toward a screen and it climbs higher still. The disc can't tell you it's straining. It just quietly bears the extra weight, hour after hour. I feel this one myself late in the day. By 4 in the afternoon, I stand up from this desk and there's a dull tightness low in my back that a whole morning on my feet never left behind. That's not age catching up. Sit forward at a screen and those discs carry close to double what they hold when you stand. That's the tightness I feel by 4. Here's your move, and it costs nothing. Don't sit through your snack. Take it standing at the kitchen counter, weight shifting foot to foot, and let those discs unload for a few minutes. So don't wait for the ache before you stand more. A few minutes on your feet now saves you the tightness later. And the 5th breakdown doesn't stay in your back. It reaches for something you can't massage away. How long you live. Breakdown number 5. The last and heaviest, the one that reaches all the way to how long you live. Sitting shortens the muscles at the front of your hip, folded shut all day, and it lets the glutes you sit on go quiet because the chair does their job. At the end of a long day, I stand up out of this chair, and for the first few steps my hips feel packed tight, my back doing the work my seat should have done. And here is the part I want you to hear before we finish. A researcher named Avirup Biswas led a large 2015 review, and it found that long sitting time raises the risk of an early death, even in people who exercise regularly. It's not the weak glutes that shorten the life. It's the long hours of sitting themselves that the workout can't cancel. This is education, not a diagnosis. The risk is real. But the reading is your doctor's job, not mine. And that points at the real fix, not another workout, but breaking up those long sitting hours, the part that's really counting against you. So that is the whole list. 5 breakdowns from one long day in the chair, and the gym never touches most of them. As someone who sat at this same desk for years, I've heard sit less my whole career, and mostly shrugged it off. But the body is not a car left idling in the garage. A car sits still and saves its parts. Your body sits still and starts to come apart. Here is what actually turns it around, and it is not a workout. A researcher named James Levine at the Mayo Clinic gave it a name, NEAT, which is just the everyday movement that is not exercise. Pacing while you talk, standing to sort the mail, shifting your weight at the counter. That small stuff added up across a day can burn the calories of a whole extra meal. No gym, no sweat, just a body that stopped being kept still. So here is the one rule to carry out of this. The desk hell folks put it as a rough 20-82 split. Sit less, stand more, keep moving. And hold the screen at eye level so you don't slump. This is education, not a diagnosis, so bring your own numbers to your own doctor. But the part that matters, you can do right now. I am pushing my own chair back as I say this. Stand up with me. Just stand up for the next 2 minutes and give your body the first thing on that list. This is Vital Signs.